Hi everyone, so this video is going to be about hair removal. It's going to be in two parts. I'm going to do kind of my hair removal routine, shall we call it, with tips and tricks and that kind of thing, and also how to deal with ingrowing hairs, because I've talked before a lot about epilating and waxing, and it's a common fact that those types of hair method removal can cause ingrowing hairs. So I'm going to share with you my top tips to prevent and remove ingrowing hairs. So ingrowing hair occurs when a hair follicle doesn't manage to break through the skin surface, and sometimes it kind of coils around itself, or it sort of goes into the next level of skin but doesn't actually pop through the top level of your skin so you can remove it like you would with normal hair. This can happen from not exfoliating enough, from using moisturisers that are too heavy that block your pores, but a lot of the time it's just something that happens and you can't really tell why, and it can be quite painful. It can be quite dangerous sometimes in very severe cases, but I get them quite often on my legs, and it's not due to lack of exfoliating, because I exfoliate very regularly, and it's just due to, I personally think what it is when you wax or epilate, you're weakening the hair follicle over and over again, and at some point it gets so weak that it kind of struggles to poke through the skin, and then it just kind of remains inside, and you can see a little bump, and most of the time it's quite close to the surface and you can get it. So I'm talking about, you know, very mild cases of ingrowing hairs, not if you've got a really bad sore on, which in that case you really need to go and see a doctor, because you shouldn't be dabbling with that on your own, because it could be quite dangerous. So my favourite way of preventing ingrowing hairs is, like I said, exfoliating regularly. So use a good body scrub twice a week, and use kind of exfoliating gloves quite gently. Don't scrub really hard, but in the shower on areas where you remove hair, to kind of make sure that there aren't any dead skin cells lingering around that can block your pores and make it difficult for the hairs to come through. And also you can try to kind of minimise the friction that you get with kind of, you know, harsh fabrics like jeans and that kind of thing, because that can cause ingrowing hairs as well. Another little thing is, there's two ways of dealing with this. Some people, i.e. me, just have to pull them out, but if you're more patient and you want to make sure it doesn't happen again, then there's a way of treating it, and you treat it like a spot. I always apply the Clean and Clear Fast Clearing Spot Treatment, or any kind of spot treatment that you have that is full of salicylic acid, because that opens pores and it kind of breaks down the first level of skin, and it is really great for ingrowing hairs, because you need to let the hair pop out. So if you're patient enough and you can see that it's quite, you know, it will take a while, you don't want to poke around in your skin too much, then you can use something like this on the area until you see the hair pops through, and then you can pop it out and then just apply it kind of after you've pulled the hair out, just to make sure the follicle is clear, so that when the hair grows back, it can grow back and not be ingrowing again. The other method is if they're very close to the skin surface, which like happens a lot on legs. I like to use these little scissors. They're just baby nail scissors, if you can see, but they're very sharp, and I like to open them, and then just with this fine tip, I just poke it very gently, and you don't even scratch the surface of your skin, it just pokes out on its own because they're so tiny. And but like I said, these are only for ones that you can really see that they're on the surface of your skin, so you do need to be really careful and not go digging in with scissors, because you'll do yourself more harm than good. So I like to kind of just fish it out and then pluck it out, and then make sure you scrub really well. You could use after you've removed all the hair, you can use a toner for oily skin, so something that's got salicylic acid in and that kind of thing, that's going to tighten up your pores and make sure that anything that's lurking in there kind of comes out. And another great thing is hair creams. This is a Veet cream. Now I am not sure where the package of this is, but I bought this in Boots, and for some reason everything on the back of it is in Russian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the info of this product in the description box, so you can go and read about it in English. But the ingredients of it are water, alcohol, glycolic acid, and all those kinds of good things. It's got salicylic acid in it, alpha hydroxy acid, and it really helps prevent ingrowing hairs. You put it on the affected area a couple of times for a couple of days and you'll see a massive improvement if you suffer from them. Great on bikini areas, really good on bikini line, and it's kind of a weird consistency. It's a very kind of thin, weird looking cream, if you can see it. Very weird. Smells kind of okay, but it really does help with ingrowing hairs. It is quite amazing, really. I just wish all the instructions and info and it wasn't in Russian, but I'm going to put all the info in the description box, so really be sure to go and have a look at it, because it's a really cool concept. So that's really good. And like I said, you've just got to be quite wary with the types of things that you use. Make sure you exfoliate regularly, and if you do get them, don't get really frustrated and that kind of thing, because to be honest, it is quite normal and it's quite common and it's not dangerous, unless, like I said, you get quite severe cases of it, and it is treatable. So just remember the things that I said, where don't go around digging in it. If you can see it close to the surface, you can pull it out. I sometimes like to do it with tweezers, and I've got these cute little, I can't remember where I got them from, but the shape of them is very good for it, and they're these kind of little lady shaped tweezers. And because the shape of them, if you can see, is quite sort of sharp and quite thick though, so they're quite good for kind of fishing them out. But once you fish them out, you do need to kind of make sure the area is clean, and make sure that the kind of hair follicles are free to come out again, and that it doesn't happen again. So like I said, with some toner or some sort of acidy exfoliator, or just keep using this on the area and it won't happen again. I promise. It is really good. So you've just got to learn to keep on top of it, really, if you are prone to ingrowing hairs, like so many of us are, and it's not the end of the world. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you found the tips interesting and useful. If anyone has got any other tips or questions, then leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you, and hope you all have a great day. Bye bye.